I mean? And we are live again to my 15-minute snappy chat. And I'm so excited today because I got the wonderful Patrice from Holland here today. And she actually lives in Perth in Western Australia. And she's just a wonderful person that I'm going to talk more about just now. But first of all, I'm Kristine Bell. I'm a customer strategist. We're not going to be talking about me today because this is all about learning and growing together in business. The one thing I've found being in my own business for the last 8 years is that it can be a really lonely ride. And it's really important to build up a tribe of people that you just connect with and you engage with, not so much to make money. Of course, we want to make money, but it's equally important to have that emotional support system in place of people who know what it's like to go through building a business and being able to be there for each other, whether it's through just having a friendly chat, accountability, or even actually working together. So this is what I'm all about. It's about learning and growing. And today we're going to be talking to the wonderful Patrice. I met Patrice, I think, actually directly on LinkedIn maybe 5 or 6 months ago. I can't remember. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And we just started following each other and we just felt that we had a connection. And then we met up and Patrice did a lovely, lovely, beautiful card reading with me. And it's all about grounding me more. And she helped me so much in terms of getting out of the head and into the heart. And she just has the most beautiful heart. And she's creative at the core, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say today in terms of how we can learn and grow together. So Patrice, thank you so much for being here. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Thank you so much, Kristine, for having me on your amazing show. I think we met through a network group, Australian based, I think. And so I'm Beatrice Boots. I support spiritually curious creatives in finding clarity and confidence, building their dream business and fulfilling their purposeful missions. So I am definitely somebody that loves helping you to drop from the head into the heart, as you so beautifully said, Kristine, because it's something we have totally forgotten about in our society. We have been told that we have to use our minds, our heads, that we can't trust our hearts. And I just don't believe it's true. And it's also scientifically proven that the heart is such an intelligent organ. So yes. For everybody more scientific out there, by now you probably know that it is scientifically proven. But it's one thing to know it again with the head, but then letting it happen and letting your head drop into your heart and working more from the heart in business is super challenging. Yes.
And yet so important from my perspective, in terms of, for me, mine often goes into fear, where when I am actually able to get into the heart and I'm still learning to stay there, but when I am in the heart, I don't feel that fear anymore. It feels much more love and, this unity with the world and the earth and with other people, whether we agree or not. So for me, I think it's amazing that this is what you're all about. I think we can all learn in our business from dropping more into our heart and going with what feels right, what feels true to us. So I love that. So tell me a little bit more about one of the challenges that you have faced in building your business and what we can all learn from it.
It's funny that you said at the start that it's not about money, and of course you said as well that it is in a way about money, because it is, because we're in business and we need to earn money. And as for most entrepreneurs, finding clients is the most challenging thing in business, whether one admits it to him or herself or not, and also specifically admits it to others. So when I changed direction from my travel business into coaching, I felt like I had to help others find more purpose and meaning in their life and businesses. And this was the biggest challenge, earning money, having clients, finding leads. And my confidence and self-worth was just quite low when I started off coaching. And although, like many, I thought I needed to listen to all of the business advice that is out there, and I needed to tick all the boxes that people tell you to do, I discovered that I needed foremost to do the inner work to find that clarity and the confidence to be able to help others with the same thing.
I
So
think,
that was
yeah.
in fact my own biggest challenge.
And I think most of us share that challenge with you, whether we admit it or not. Like you said, I think this is the biggest challenge for people, is to bring in clients and bring them in fast enough,
Yes.
and wanting to have sometimes instant gratification versus being willing to play the long game. And I also agree with you in terms of, which has been my biggest learning when I started my business 8 years ago. It took me on a personal development journey that I did not anticipate. I didn't even know what it was. Yeah. And suddenly I'm like in this complete mess to some extent, in terms of going, where am I going? What am I passionate about? How do I feel big enough in myself, or believe in myself enough? That was my big thing. Do I believe in what I have to offer? Do I believe that there's a need for me? Do I believe that people want to work with me? And that for me was the mindset thing that I was working on. So I love that you bring this up in terms of the inner work is really necessary in terms of building a business and building it from the heart and building something that's sustainable and successful.
That's right, because you're talking about this connection. Actually, it is through connection that we find our clients. But when all those negative and limiting beliefs are popping all the time up from our fear, where we store our fear, which is actually in the second chakra, in the belly, it pops up into the heart from underneath, and then you can't stay in that heart energy from a place of love, but you're triggered into all of the fear.
Yeah.
And that's where we have to do the inner work. We have to allow to all of those fears to pop up into our consciousness. Like, that's exactly what happens when you start your own business, or when you change a business. But then we have to deal with that, and often we do need help with that. It's very, very difficult to do on your own, and actually you're just losing time, because doing the inner work with the help of somebody else will just speed up everything so much that you will be able to sustain yourself better, quicker. And that's a journey. It's not instant gratification, like you say. I don't really believe in all the 7-figure help out there that are telling you that you can just do it in a split of a second, or in a couple of weeks, or a couple of months. It's just not true.
It's not true. No,
right.
It is not true. There might be a few people out there who are able to sell their grandmother if they had to very quickly, yeah. But most people are not those kind of salespeople, yeah. And I totally hear you. And even if so, it's usually short-term success versus actually long-term sustainability. And it also depends on where you're willing to go in terms of selling. Are you willing to, go after people's weaknesses to sell them into something they possibly don't need, versus are you actually coming from your heart, and do you have integrity in what you do, which means also weighing up, am I doing the right thing for this person just because I can get a sale or not? But I love what you're saying, and I agree with you. This is something that takes time to work with. And if we don't have help, and this is why it's so important to have someone else, if we just stuck with ourselves trying to work through our inner experience of a lot of fear, then it can be really hard to get out of it. In fact, we can often dig ourselves in, and I know I've done this, dig myself in further down into the fear, to the point where you just want to jump out of your body almost, because it's so uncomfortable. But if you have someone who's actually been on the journey and knows how to help you on that journey, so they have experience in helping others go on the same journey, that is invaluable, and it's the best investment you could possibly make in your business.
Yes, that's what I've experienced too, that's the best investment. And that's when I started to do that my business started to take so much more shape, and also brought in clients. And it's so interesting that you're mentioning the way, people sell, because it's just also, we're growing into a new age, a new era of the Age of Aquarius, and it's it's a very, very start. We're very, very start of the Age of Aquarius. We're actually not even in it until another 500 years. I'm not an astrologer, obviously, but It's just like there's another 500 years before we really go into that age of Aquarius. But that's why it's so important right now to do the work and live from purpose, because we are the one that are creating the blueprint for that new society. And in that new society, we are going to work from the heart. We are going to sell from the heart, and we are going to be more authentic. And that's what we are growing into. And because we are at the very start, it's a very challenging time for many, many people. And it's bringing up so much fear of the past, of how it has been, how we have been scrutinized when we are authentic.
Yeah.
You know, in past lives, in this lifetime, in the corporate world, how we have been made small,
Yeah.
how we are not seen for who we truly are, how we are actually kind of being totally destroyed sometimes when we were showing ourselves, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of people, including myself, have been in corporates or in big business for a long time and lost ourselves somewhere in the process. So when we come out of it, and I was definitely burned out and didn't even know what that was. I just knew I couldn't keep working for someone else. And it was like a big wake up call to come back to myself. And it's really important in terms of what you're saying, in terms of when we are selling as well. Are we selling from the heart? Are we actually having that energetic resonance and paying attention to it? And for me, sometimes it's easier said than done. It depends on where I'm at internally as well. But when we are in that resonance, we attract people in who are much more likely to resonate with us, but also really need our services in terms of getting benefits from them, rather than just pulling in anyone we can through, whether it's selling through fear or whatever else ways we're trying to just get them in, often based on our fears, which is survival mode. Yeah. So I think what you're talking about is moving from survival mode into a place of being enough, just being us, regardless of our titles, regardless of our external points of success. Yeah. Versus actually feeling that internally that we are perfect as we are. And I think you just been on a trip, I know, for 2 weeks to Uluru, and you just did a beautiful post that I saw around actually coming back into the heart and being enough in who we are and believing it too.
That's true. Yes. And what has really helped me, and I mentioned that in the video, so for anybody who wants to go and have a look at my post line and watch that video, what I actually say in that video is you don't have to have or do anything to be worthy. And I think that's for me has been the core of what I've been going through. And, you know, I come from a completely different background, as in I've been quite a rebel, as in I have a creative background. I haven't worked so much in the corporate world, but I have a creative background. But we have all faced similar situations in different worlds. And, you know, we have not been feeling worthy in a way, and in a big way sometimes. And that's where where we are out of alignment often. And so, like you say, we're not looking for clients per se, we're looking for soul clients that really resonate with us. That's the goal, because that's when you can make the biggest impact, right? On yourself, on your own life, on somebody else's life. You can really get those breakthroughs with your clients when they resonate with you, not with the people that don't resonate with you.
Yeah, exactly. We got to be open to each other to actually learn from each other's work and be ready for it. And it also, as the person who is delivering it, it gives you so much more satisfaction. Yeah, when you have those breakthroughs, when you have that connection, it's actually a joy. It doesn't feel as much as work. It just feels more joyful from my perspective.
That's right. That's right. Actually, it completely feels very different. It's like you're not working at all, like you say, and you're learning so much from your clients then, because you are in the same kind of learning processes and you're doing co-creations. So that's why you learn so much more from each other, and you're just a few steps ahead of them sometimes, you know. That's sometimes all it is.
I love that. So really appreciate all your learnings today. I just want to say thank you to the people who've been following us here today and saying that they're with us all the way. They really connect with the message that you've been giving and that we've been talking about. So I love that. So thank you guys for tuning in. As we're finishing up now, I just want to find out, how can people reach out to you, Beatrice? How can they find you? And is there any work that you want to tell us about that you can also share in the comments afterwards, please?
Okay, do you want me to share now as well?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I've just launched my new website, www.beatriceboots.com. So you can visit my new website. I have a free meditation, a heart activation meditation that you can download so that you can make that first step in opening your heart more, connecting from the heart more, and activating your heart chakra. So that's something you can do. And because it was my birthday yesterday, and
happy birthday.
thank you very much. I also want to take the opportunity to give something special, and that is I am starting a new group with my Yin Yang Club membership, and I am giving a special prize for the first 5 people that sign up. It's small groups, by the way, they're really small groups. And because I love bringing more, yin into your work, so you can start to take those aligned action steps, which are part of the yang, rather than just randomly doing what everybody else does. So that's my special gift this week for people who are interested in working with me, for a fraction of the price of my normal coaching fees. So
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that and offering this to our audience today. I really appreciate it, and you are highly recommended. I love my session with you, so highly recommended. And I have Catherine here saying happy birthday as well. So happy birthday too for yesterday. I hope you had a wonderful time.
Thank you. I did.
Well, we're going to finish up now, but please feel free. Please get in touch with Beatrice and check out her website and her meditation as well, and also consider her group offer as well. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it and can't wait to connect with you again in the future.
Lovely to be here with you, Kristine, and lots of love to everybody.
Excellent. We're going to finish now, and we're going to smile whilst we do that.